everyone, I'm Everett. Welcome back to the shop. Well, today we're doing the 2,000 subscriber draw, and afterward I've also got another small machining project. We've had a number of names come in over the last week or however long it's been. In fact, it's just about filled the double boost hat, so that's not even counting the names that are in the name box. So we're going to need a bigger container. We're going to use the bucket. Put everybody in here. And again, all the names that have been sent in are here, except for the 3 past winners, who are in the winner's paper clip, if you will. I keep all the tags just so they're kept track of. So as a reminder, today's draw is for the 12-inch digital caliper, as well as a small assortment of cobalt drill bits, various different sizes. There's also a spare battery going to be sent in the box with the caliper. So we're up to, I think, about 78 or 79 names in the bin. And there goes the furnace. So stir this up and try again not to stare at the camera. Just want to say right now, as I'm mixing, thank you everybody who wants to come out and hang out on the channel. Thank you for everybody who makes comments. You know, even the ones where I appreciate constructive criticism. Sometimes there's something I missed. So, all right. Biggest thing is to ask you keep it clean. I have kids watching my channel too, and I don't want to have them deal with all the cuss words. So, there we go. There's one. Who do we have? Bilal Juman. I'll get a hold of you, find out what your address is, and we'll send it off to you. So, congratulations, Bilal. That being said, one other small announcement I have is I got my new batch of stickers in. I ran out of my first batch a while ago. These ones are just a smidge smaller, not by much. If you'd like a sticker, email me. Send me your address. Just say, you know, I'd like a sticker. If I have your postal address, then I'll mail you a sticker. The rest of this video is a small project that it's a small piece of tooling I've been wanting for a while, like a lot of this stuff. The thing is, you can buy a mill quill universal indicator holder off of, you know, eBay or, you know, some of the tool companies. If you want the name brand North American one, here in Canada, you're looking north of $100. If you're looking at the import one, the cheaper ones I was looking at the import ones were even around $40. So that was just a little bit on the steep side for me. So instead of buying one, we made one. Hope you find it interesting. I have this piece of leftover scrap aluminum that wouldn't be used much for anything else. This piece came off of, well, this is actually the waste piece of a spacer plate that I made for my buddy Doug a couple years ago. He's got a Jeep with a snorkel on it, and the plastic plate that was molded into his snorkel broke off when he had to, well, it broke when he was trying to undo the studs. So what I did was I made him an aluminum reinforcement ring to go in the base of his snorkel. I got a couple pictures up here so you can see just sort of context. This is the waste piece out of the middle I saved just because I'm cheap and I don't want to throw away material that I don't need to. I got this off of eBay for like $9 Canadian, so delivered. And it doesn't have the magnetic base, I just wanted the actual arm itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the little clamp to go on the quill out of this, and we'll make a better stud on here to grab onto here, and we're going to make a universal dial indicator holder. I don't know if you can see it from there, but these surfaces here are actually kind of rough. We're going to clean these ones up on this surface and this surface first, and then really as far as dimensions, I'm going to freehand a good chunk of it. The quill is 1 inch and 5/8. We're going to go close to that with the circle we're going to cut out of here. Yeah, you'll see as it goes along. Because it doesn't need to be super precise, we're going to use this adjustable parallel on the back here. I'm just going to adjust it down so that they match. So this is going to be the first one we're going to clean off. These are just the outside edges. I just want to make them look nice. There we go. We don't even need to take that much off. Just for kicks and giggles, let's take 20 thou. what's handy is my little square here is thinner than a half an inch. Again, we don't need to get this down to the minutes of accuracy. It's just to clean up the end and make it look nice. And it's already a few thousandths in, so take another, say, 15. I want this face to become parallel to here because it's actually at a bit of an angle. It reaches down to the bottom of the vise, so I don't need parallels. All we're going to do is clean it up and make it square. Oh, it took 150 thousandths off that side to clean it up. Now, placement of the circle that goes around the quill isn't super critical. Again, I'm just making this out of a piece of scrap. Now, I don't have anything that's 1 5/8 inches in diameter to be able to draw a circle around. I checked all my other sockets. However, I do have a socket here that is 1.66 and a change across. If we have an extra, 20, 30 thousandths, it's not going to matter. Set this just roughly where I figure it just looks right. And we'll go there. And then if I use the radius of the opening of it, radius of the mouth of the socket, ascribe to that as much inside as I can. That should help buy me a little bit of forgiveness, or a little bit of space. And our hole there, there we go, 1.640-ish. So yeah, 15 thousandths would be great. We're going to have to shoot for that, we'll shoot for that circle. Now, I don't like making things any harder for myself than I have to, and again, because we're not making a super precision part here, I'm going to center this all up the easy way. I made the centering point a while ago. It was all cut in one session, so I know these are true journals to each other. The taper is true to the center line. So, and it doesn't fit all the way through the center hole of the rotary table. So if we mount this in the quill, theoretically, we should be able to bring the quill down. Yeah, there we go. Good. All right, we're centered. This has been a super handy tool. I'm glad I made it. So what we're going to do here is I put the point back in after I sort of got this put together because I really don't want to skewer the back of my hand. And what we'll do is we'll use the socket as a rough guideline and bring our quill down. So this lets us know where we can slide this. The biggest thing is I want to make sure that I keep the 1, 2, 3 blocks out from the path, or out from the tool path of the cutting tool. And again, I'm just visually aligning this because this will really be close enough for the purposes of this tool. Excellent. All right, that'll do it. All right, so we've got a 3/8 end mill in there, and now what we're going to do is just line this up using the y-axis. First, we're going to plunge through the hole, make sure we have enough clearance to everything, which it looks like we should just barely. Yeah, there we go. move this in. Come down and just scratch. There we go. Move to the edge. There we are. So we'll lock our y-axis. Everything else now is going to be done with the table. For those of you who are wondering why I'm using the dividing plates here with the handle here, it's because when I bought this rotary table, I bought it used off of Kijiji. It never came with the standard knobs. That's a project for down the road. So for now, I just use it this way. It's less convenient, but it does work. Give me a minute. For some reason it's shaking the primary camera. Well, the vibrations were kind of getting annoying before, so hopefully this will be less shaky in the camera. Try mounting the camera differently. Alright, so you get the basic idea. I'm going to have to make quite a few more passes. I think I found that I could increase the depth of cut and the feed rate just by adding a bit of air blowing on it. So that's when I use the air blower there, no coolant. Push the chips out of the way, and yeah, seems to work pretty well. Just to mostly to take off the sharp edges. Alright, I like the outside shape of that. That'll work. What we need to do next is make the hole for the clamping screw. For the purposes of this tool, and what it's going to be needed for, eyeballing for in the X direction is fine. As far as the y-axis, I've already used an edge finder and found center. Just figured you've probably seen that enough times on other videos, you don't really need to see it again. Now, closest letter drill to the tap drill required for an M8 by 1.25 thread is drill letter H, so that's what we'll use. There. I really don't feel like trying to power tap this, especially seeing as one of the issues with these milling machines, and again it's not a huge deal, is just that it takes a bit to change speeds. I have to say, these spiral flute taps are really cool stuff. Very cool. We're going to make another hole here on this side. But the thing is, we're going to make a threaded hole here coming in from this end, and we're also going to make a threaded hole that goes through. So we're going to start by making the one from the end. So that's 650 thousandths to the tip of the drill bit. Alright, there we are. So this is going to be our block. I need to clean the blue off of it, which actually is left over from the first project it was used on. Yeah, I'll clean this up, and then we're going to have to do the next little bit on the lathe. To start with, we're going to face this end. Then for, well, 1.2 inches, I'm going to turn it back to 1/2 inch, and then turn this end portion here down to 300 thou. It's going to be more of this for a little bit till I get it down to 1/2. Right, I like that. I think this is some form of bronze from the way it's behaving. Yeah, that should be about right. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. Put that little chamfer there for a reason. Okay, I could theoretically single point this, but this is an imperial based lathe. This is a metric thread. So for something like this, where it's not super critical that the axis or centerline axis of the threads be perfectly, you know, in line with the center line of the lathe, using a die will just be fine. All right, that part's done. Not the greatest knurl, but it'll work. It's got a good grippiness to the fingers. That's what it needs to have. Before I go too much further. Yeah, I like that more. Yeah, didn't catch it anyway. There we go. So this piece is our clamping screw. The last piece we need to make is an adapter, because right here is an M5 by 0.8 thread. It's fairly short. I don't trust that going in and out of the aluminum on a regular basis. So I have an M8 by 1.25 bolt that we're going to make into an adapter. Alright, so to start with, we need to face the end off of this thing. There we go, that'll work. Number 18 drill. I want to make sure it's a reasonably deep thread. Et celui-ci, c'est juste pour Pierre. Theoretically, this should go easy enough that I should just be able to spin the chuck by hand. We're neutral. So that should be pretty close. Yeah, I like it. Just what I needed. That provides a more secure thread into the aluminum. So yeah, I just need to shorten this bolt. I'm going to just use a hacksaw for that. So we're going to use a little bit of blue Loctite on the threads. I've already degreased them with a little bit of brake cleaner. Blew the hole out. One's a 14mm, the other's a 13mm hex. And again, it's only an M8 thread, or M5 thread, so I don't want to go too tight. There we go. Now to put all the pieces together and try it out in the mill. So in a nutshell, this is what it looks like when it's assembled in there. Got my clamping screw there, which I can use to snug down on it. And then I can adjust where the tip of, or the probe of my indicator is using this holder. So then I can sort of eyeball center. There we go. And that's all it takes now to get within, half a thou worth of reading as I turn it. So I've been eyeing one of these in the tool catalog for a while. It's just I couldn't bring myself to pay the price that they want for one. So anyway, that's just a quick little shop tool made out of some junk. It's not completely homemade. I did buy the arm. But this allows me to either poke it in from the bottom or from the side, but I think it's probably going to live on the side for the most part. Anyway, I hope you folks found that interesting. So again, Bilal, congratulations. Thank you to everybody who joined in on the draw, and those of you who write me emails and tell me about yourselves and the stuff you're up to. It's a lot of fun getting to know people from all over the world. And so, for what it's worth, again, thanks everybody for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see y'all next time.